my videos. This is a new week and a new video. As you can read by the caption of this video, today we are talking about some real estate tea. So I'm gonna tell you guys all about me firing one of my clients, and I kind of did it too late. I should have done it long time ago, but let's get into the video. So I got this client. Let me tell you guys this beautiful story. I got this couple about August, September of 2020. They were clients given to me by my broker. And when my client gave me a call and told me that he would be giving me some clients, I was very happy. I was like, okay, you know, I'm starting new. I have 2 clients that I'm helping them find a home, but another one doesn't hurt. Mind you guys, as I always said on my videos, I started doing real estate part-time because I had my full-time job and I was a supervisor at that. So it was a lot on my plate. I had people under me that I needed to supervise. I had people that I needed to do a bunch of things for. So when my broker comes and give me these clients, I'm like, okay, I could take another client. Why not? I come and take this client, and I had initially met them my very first day in the office. So the very first day that I went to the office, I had already gotten my license. I went to the office to get some training, and they were there doing a buyer's consultation with my broker. Everything sounded very beautiful. They were very specific to what areas they wanted to shop for. They were specific as to what they wanted. So it was good for me because it was my first buyer's consultation. It wasn't planned. I literally just walked in and he was giving that buyer's consultation. But it was good for me to hear it from the beginning. And I got a good vibe from them. It was a nice couple around their 40s. They have 2 kids that are already grown-ups. Another one that had already moved out. So it was nice meeting them then, and when it was my time to do my first showing with them, I already knew who they were. I already knew specifically what they were looking for. Here we come to a month later when he gives me the client. I send them an email, so my broker attached an email and CC them on it, and he tells me all the time frames that they're available, when they're available, what places they would like to see during that week and all that. So I took them then. I met them on that very first showing. The house was crappy. Honestly, the house was shit. And I knew that they didn't want to get into this house. So first showing didn't go well. Then she comes and tells me exactly what she's looking for again, which I had heard her, but she wasn't talking to me when they were speaking about it. So this time she's like, this is what we're looking for, 3 bedrooms at least. They need to be spacious. We will prefer a finished basement. A driveway is a must and stuff like that, you know. Well, forgot to put my phone on silent.
Hi.
I am recording, mister. I'll call you back.
Oh, okay.
Bye. Let's keep going, guys. So as I was saying, she was very specific. It was nothing too crazy. 3 bedrooms, spacious, driveway, and the basement finished would have been preferable. So after the first day, what I did was that I started sending them multiple listings. So rather than just sending them 1 or 2, I used to go on MLS probably once or twice a week. No, more often, 3 or 4 times a week. And I used to gather a bunch of houses, probably about 7 to 8 homes, and I used to send them at once so they could have multiple choices to choose from. And we get it going on the road, right? Well, that's what I thought. Every single house that I sent and the criteria that they wanted wasn't too good. It was always, the kitchen is ugly, those tiles are ugly. And they wouldn't even give me a chance to show them in person, because sometimes you look at things in person and they're different than what you look at in pictures. It could be worse or it could be better, either or. But these couple were not allowing me to show them in person. They would straight up say no. As the days kept going by, weeks kept going by, they would allow me to show them 1 to 2 homes. I would do whatever time they were available. So if you were available at 8 o'clock at night, I will show you at 8 o'clock at night. If you were available at 9 in the morning, I will show you at 9 in the morning. I try to be as flexible as possible to get them into this house. I got to a point where every house that I sent them, they wouldn't like. So what I did was that I asked her to log into NJMLS, which has public access to certain, like, it just wouldn't show you the same thing that it shows an agent. It's not a full report, but it does show them homes and everything. So I told her to go into that and let me know what she likes from there. I'm getting another call. And let me know what she likes from there. Well, so she did. Started sending me things, and when I tell you that, honestly, in my honest opinion, these houses were worse than what I was sending her in the past, because all of these houses needed major work. The houses that I was giving to her needed every here and there, you know, probably like get rid of the carpet, give a deep cleaning when you move in, but it wasn't nothing too major. She would get things that most likely would have needed a 2 or 3K loan in order to get this FHA approved. But that was her liking, that was her choice, so I was going for it. We would go into a house that she sent me, and their opinions would be like, oh yes, we like it, but we need to talk a little further about it. Okay. Perfect. Go ahead, you guys do your thing. You talk about it. You call me. You let me know if we're putting an offer or not. So then they would ghost me for a couple of days. I would be like, hey, so what is your opinion about the house that we just saw yesterday? Are we putting in an offer? Are we going to keep looking? They would ghost me. Completely ghost me. It happened a few times. Same way. Then we went, remember, and I'm gonna keep saying, I was starting, so I wanted to really get these clients to the closing table. I didn't know when to define where was the cross line of these people are serious, these people are not serious. I should let go, I shouldn't let go. And on top of me not knowing these things, I was wasting a lot of time on them rather than wasting other time. Well, it's not wasting, but rather than spending time with my other clients that also needed my attention as much as I was giving it to them. But they ghost me a few times. We get into a house that I absolutely thought they would absolutely love. We get into the house and they absolutely love it. This house was right under their budget, about $20,000 under their budget, and it was everything that they were looking for. Even had a finished attic where they had an additional room up there. So it was definitely everything that they were looking for and more. When we got out of the house, she asked me for calculations as to how much the mortgage will be and how much the interest rate will be about. So I am not their mortgage lender. I cannot give them a specific numbers, but I do have an app that could give them an estimate. So I did. I plugged in the mortgage insurance, about approximately how much it would be. I included the taxes, the purchase price, and all those good information to get her an estimate as to how much her mortgage would be. Well, I give her that number and she says, great, I think we could offer this much. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go home now. I'm gonna write this offer for you guys. I was super excited because I thought that was it. When I get to the house, I have his pre-approval, which he was the one on the pre-approval, but I'm missing some information as to his address. I needed his email address because I had hers and I wanted to send the offer to him for him to sign it. So as I'm asking these questions, these people ghost me one more time. When I thought I was done with them, no, it happens again. I texted her and I was like, they are doing highest and best offer by this date, so I need to submit our offer today. And she ghosted me again. Such a sad story. Then she gets back to me the day after, when they had already done the highest and best by such and such time. And she goes, well, me and my husband were thinking about it, and we just think that this is a little too much. We're not looking to have a mortgage higher than, I can't remember the numbers, but it wasn't a realistic number in New Jersey. I think she said something about $2,100 because they were currently paying $1,400 in rent. But the houses that we're looking for are for about that estimate, probably like $2,300 a month. So we should be looking at houses that are about $300,000, $320,000 in order for you to get exactly what you want, unless you're going to put a higher deposit. And that wasn't the case. So when I told her about us looking into a lower price range, I really didn't want to exceed $360, and that was already pushing it. I believe it was at the 2,000 some change already. So I sent her home, so she's like, this is not what we want, this is not what we're looking for, blah blah blah, and so on. So I explained to her that due to her new budget, these were the houses that were available, because they also didn't want to leave Passaic County and Bergen County. They wanted to stay like in that circle. And even if I show them places in like West Milford or places down that way, they wouldn't agree to it because they thought it was a little too far from Patterson, which is where they live now. But even in Patterson, when I show them homes, it was in a great neighborhood and so on. So I kept going, I kept sending them stuff. I kept finding things in like Little Ferry, Little Falls that might have been into their budget. Even Garfield, I found one or two that was into their budget. And those that live in New Jersey know exactly what times I'm talking about. I kept doing so, and we get to a house again that they absolutely love. They're ready to put in an offer. We were ready to put in an offer $20,000 below asking price because the house has been sitting in the market for a little while now. There was a thing though that the house only had 2 rooms, and the third room was like a den instead. Like, it wasn't really a room. It was probably like a space, and then it's like the laundry area, but you could work with it. Like, there were ways to like switch it and like break a wall and actually make it into a room. So it was something workable. We talked about it. They agreed to putting an offer $20,000 below asking price. And again, I sent the offer. This time I did have their information. I sent the offer, and they never signed it. I kept texting them. I called her a few times, and they said that they were too busy at work, so that's why they didn't get back to me. At this point, we had lost about 3 months. So after we lose on that one house again, and we go see another one, and she's like, I really think that the price range is not working for us. We should look into 2-family houses. And I'm like, awesome. So I had a pre-approval for them for a single family and multi-family. So we started looking into multi-family houses. And even then, they were like, oh, like we would go see homes, and they would go and say like, oh, we don't want tenants, or this or that. It was always a but or an or. It was nothing right about things. And I understand. So a little background story about them. They were gonna have his parents move into the property. That's why they were looking into a finished basement, so the parents could stay in the basement and they had the first floor with their kids. And once we started looking for multi-family homes, they wanted a second floor empty. Well, they wanted both units empty so they could occupy both floors. So they could have his parents live on the second floor and they live on the first floor. And that was something that I knew. That was something that was to my understanding. And also in this market, you need to understand that it's very hard for you to get both floors empty because there are no evictions at this time, because 30 days, 60 days is not enough for somebody to find a new place. And because of multiple reasons, there's people that have lease and they're not up until such and such time and so on. So I explained these situations to them. We did find some homes that were completely vacant, and it was always like, oh, but I don't think I want his parents to officially stay there. You know, like if they live in the basement, they will stay here every now and then. They will probably come here and stay for a month, but they're not gonna stay and live here. So they really didn't know what they wanted. I go back to my broker and I'm like, now I understand why you passed those clients to me. He goes, bro, I think I showed them about 5 houses and all of them they were not satisfied with. They wouldn't give you a feedback for you to know whether like, this is the reason why I don't like it, this is the reason why I like it. But with me, it was a little different because she did tell me like, those floors are ugly, that bathroom is disgusting, you know, like she did give me some feedback. I guess female to female, it was a little better. And overall, I did have a good relationship with them. I will see him and we will have personal conversations. She loves to cook, so I used to be like, you need to teach me, like, you know, like I used to have personal conversations with them and we used to have a good vibe. But when it came to business, when it came to them being realistic about their home goals and stuff, we couldn't click. We just couldn't click, guys. It wasn't there. The connection wasn't there. After 7 months of them wasting my time, them not coming into an agreement about a home, I decided to pass it on to my co-agent. I explained to him all the situation. Well, also my co-agent helped his son, the one that I said had already moved out, find a house, and he did it quickly with them. So I was like, this is the right person for them, you know, since he already had a relationship with the son, maybe he'll have a better relationship with the mom and dad. So I passed it on to my co-agent. It took me 7 months to pass them on, but I did because I was done. I couldn't waste any more time. I needed to prioritize my other clients. I had a few other clients at this point, and I felt like I wasn't giving them as much attention because I really just wanted to be done with this other couple. I had already people under contract that I had gotten a few weeks prior, and a few weeks prior to me giving them up, and these people were 7 months in and still didn't find a house. So I passed them on. I explained to my co-agent, I'm like, these people are, you're gonna have a great personal level relationship with them, but when it comes to business, I don't know if they're window shopping. I don't know if they just can't get to their realistic goals and they don't know exactly what they want, but we haven't clicked there. So this is the reason why I'm passing them on to you, and so on. And he took them. He gave me a call. He's like, oh, I gave them my first showing, and you know, they didn't like it, but I'm gonna keep going. Well, guys, it's now July 15th, 2021. It's a year later, and this couple still doesn't have a house. So when I tell you that if you feel like the client is only window shopping, put them on automatic emails. Text them, follow up every now and then, but not every day. Don't waste your time because you're not gonna go anywhere with them. And it took me long enough to understand that. I would plug in those criterias and I would send them those listings that I thought were perfect for them. I would be on the phone with them and give them numbers on this house and that house and stuff like that, until I realized that I was doing the most. I was giving them my best, and they wasn't serious about this. But that is it, guys. That is the story. That is how I fired my first clients. I think I only gave up on another one, which I did say on my story time of my first 6 months into real estate. I did say that my very first client that contacted me through Instagram, he would come out late, he would not show up to the showings, he would tell me that he forgot. So we just didn't have a communication and he went another way. But this one I actually worked for 7 months, and every time I used to be like, well, I've been working so hard, like I need to get paid for this, like I can't give them up. But sometimes all the money is not the best money. So for me, for my personal health, mental health, it was better for me to just give up on them. And that is it for that story. So you now tell me in the comments below if you had such a story, if you had clients that you either fired or they fired you, and why. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I'll see you next week.